This is Ashley of Knitting to Infinity, technical editor for Knitting Patterns and the designer of the pattern Little Mittens. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the Make One stitch. I've finished the ribbed cuff for my mitten, and now it's time to switch to the larger needles and stockinette stitch. My pattern says that I need to knit 17 stitches and then do my first Make One. That's 8 stitches. Setting aside the smaller needles and continuing to switch to the larger. That makes 16 stitches. I'm just going to get one more stitch from this needle here. Now I've knit 17, so it's time for the Make One. So when we do the Make One, we're going to look for this strand of yarn right here that's lying between the stitch I just did and the one I haven't done. So with my left needle, I'm going to pick up that strand of yarn. So you can see if I were to knit into it like that, I would have a big hole under the stitch. I don't want a hole because my mittens would be drafty. So I need to work into the back of the stitch so that it will be twisted. It can be tricky to get into the back. So I'm in the back of the stitch. Now I'll wrap the yarn and knit it. And right there is the stitch I just made, floating on top of that bar in the middle there. And I made it in such a way that there will be minimal hole there. Now I'm going to continue the rest of the round. I need to knit another 17 stitches and do one more Make One. That's 7. Now there's 9. I'm trying to get my stitches just distributed evenly. So I've just done 17 stitches. It's time for another Make One. So once again we see there is that bar of yarn running between the stitch I just made and the one I haven't worked yet. With my left needle, I'm going to pick up that bar of yarn, and so I don't have a hole, I'm going to go into the back instead of in the front. I've now done 2 Make Ones, so where before I had 34 stitches, I now have 36. My mitten will now be large enough to accommodate a child's hand instead of just the wrist.